So what's going on, guys? My name is Mr. Dalek JD, and yes, in this video we are going to be talking about Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4. I'm sure quite a lot of you guys are in a mixed camp right now. There's some of you watching which are intrigued to learn more about DLC 4, which is cool. Then there's quite a few people out there that don't really care. And if you don't really care, then that's absolutely fine. But I wanted to update you guys because there's been quite a plethora of information released over the last few weeks that I thought I'd round up into a video. And since Origins is now 4 years old, Revelations came out nearly a year ago to this day, it's around about the sort of time where we're starting to expect to hear about DLC 4, and I feel like maybe in the next week or two, we should start to hear more. Now, the last video I made about DLC 4 was talking about some confirmed voice actors that we got through teaser pictures, which included the voice actor for Nikolai. Since then, there's been a ton of things, and I want to run through it all in this video. So if you guys do find this informative, you're excited to hear some DLC 4 stuff, and let me know in the comments if you're excited at all to see how this IW Zombie season plays out. We now know that from the 6th of August, Lee Ross tweeted saying that all voice recording has been wrapped for the IW Zombie season, and included a bunch of emojis related to each map. And when it came to DLC 4, it was just the skull and crossbones emoji, which makes to indicate that as if our 4 characters are going to die. Very interesting. Now, he also tweeted a few days later, which says, reviewed the final intro and outro cinematics for DLC 4. Absolutely beautiful. The question is, though, why is there so many of them? Now this is intriguing because, as we know from hints here and there, all of the Easter eggs we've been doing collecting these soul keys is building up to some sort of ultimate quest or potentially a super Easter egg. Once we have all these soul keys, we go to the Pack-a-Punch room and we're going to be able to start perhaps a new quest because of it. And perhaps maybe when he's mentioning that there's so many different intro and outro cinematics, means that we not only will get an intro and outro for the actual season, but also there could be a potential alternate ending or something completely different to throw us off. Imagine if there was multiple endings. That would be pretty darn insane. And then the next day after, he tweets saying that the poster looks amazing, perhaps a teaser in the coming days in order to really get the hype going, and he tweeted out this image which I don't necessarily think is the poster, but is slightly related to what we are going to be getting with our zombies map. And the only thing we know so far is that this is going to take place in space. This teaser image he tweeted out is talking about a message that was sent to outer space in 1974, and it wasn't until 2001 where something responded to the binary message and it cropped up as crop circles on Earth, and the crop circles are very, very close to the actual message that was sent, but there was a few instances that were different, such as the sort of person you can see looks like a small baby alien, which is very strange, and a lot of other small differences. So this is a massive hint that we are indeed going to space and potentially dealing with aliens or cryptids from Extinction. Now, there's been many, many hints at Extinction, and we'll talk a little bit more about some of them that have cropped up more recently, but it was about last week where Infinity Ward put up a vote on what will be the next fortune card to be included with DLC 4, and the options were between a card called Pack in Heat and a card called Skull Hacker. Skull Hacker was the one that won, obviously, and this is a card which will allow you to instantly access the Ghosts and Skulls machine without doing any prior steps or getting any skulls. You'll instantly be able to use it. Now, there are some interesting things which were mentioned by Lee Ross on how exactly this card is going to work, and he mentions if you use the card but you fail the game, you must use another card or complete the steps to access the game again. It can be used in all maps that feature the elusive Easter egg arcade machine. This card is awarded like any other Fate and Fortune card, so though it's available, getting it all the time won't be trivial, and this does not permanently unlock all perks. It's only for that particular game that you are in. And he's also mentioned that Lee Ross has also come out saying that the way that the Ghosts and Skulls machine is going to work in DLC 4 is the steps in order to activate it are going to be steps which are going to be beneficial to your game. So it's going to actually benefit you on using and finding out the Easter egg steps yourself, rather than just cheating your way using the card. I don't know exactly how they're going to go about this, but from the most part, from my experience, as we've gotten the maps, the Ghosts and Skulls machine steps have gotten harder and harder to do, but he mentions that you won't get any achievements tied to Ghosts and Skulls by using the card itself. You'll only be rewarded with the perks. Let me know what you think about this card down below in the comment section. It's been a really long time coming, I feel, for Infinity Ward to introduce really overpowered Fate and Fortune cards like this, and it's going to be very interesting to see how people react to this. Now, the other card, Packing Heat, was going to give a random double upgraded weapon to the player. So that was the other card, and obviously between that and the Ghosts and Skulls machine, where it's active instantly, it's a no-brainer that everyone, including myself, voted for Skull Hacker. But it's interesting to see, maybe Packing Heat might make it as well, or could be added in the near future, perhaps next year, if they just feel like updating the game with some more cards, who knows. Now, the last real big thing that Lee Ross has said in regards to DLC 4 is about 3 days ago he tweeted saying, "I've been working on a reveal for something huge that will be showing up in the message of the day prior to DLC 4 release. Hashtag got soul keys." So this ties in very well with what I mentioned earlier about this teasing they've had ever since the game came out of a super Easter egg, where there's going to be something big in the message of the day before DLC 4 release, mentioning how, have you got the soul keys yet? And perhaps it could tie in where it will be a last-ditch effort for you to get the soul keys, because they might reveal some information on what getting them all in the maps we have now might unlock. I really don't know. Some people assume that maybe this will help you get the keys easier. Maybe you might not have to complete the actual Easter eggs, but to me it seems they're going a very similar route to the update for Black Ops 3, where you had the gate worms and the summoning key from completing all the maps, and you're going to need all of them in order to get a specific super Easter egg reward, which hopefully will be a little bit better than another starting pistol, cough, RK5. And then going back to what I mentioned earlier about, mentioning Extinction, some people have managed to get into the game files of Infinite Warfare on PC, and they've found that in the multiplayer section, they've added some weapons which aren't currently in the game publicly to use, and this includes the Venom X. Now, if you guys don't know what the Venom X is, it's a wonder weapon that was introduced inside of Extinction and its DLC season, and as the maps progressed, we got various different variations of the Venom X, which made it a lot better. But essentially, it's a gun which shoots the pods from the Scorpion cryptids, and it creates a little acid gas. Now, I'm not going to show you the footage in this video because I could potentially get a copyright strike for it, but you'll be able to find the full footage linked down below via a Reddit thread. Credit to Mr. Johnny and 123 lol Capalot for putting this on the Call of Duty Zombies subreddit. But this just goes to show hand in hand that if this gun exists in the game files, then it's pretty much definite that we are going to see a return to the Extinction storyline inside of IW Zombies DLC 4, if you guys had any doubts beyond this point. From the footage, it's not just like, oh, it's half finished, it's completely finished, fully ported over, all the textures, the animations, it works just like it did in Extinction, so that's pretty exciting stuff. And the last, but definitely not least, something very interesting found in the files for Attack of the Radioactive Thing, and this was posted on Reddit by Quantum Z. I know he's a YouTuber, so big shout out to you. Link down below to his Reddit thread, and this was showing some textures from the ice cream parlor picture in Attack. So if you guys don't know, the room where you pick up the book for Elvira, there's a painting of what looks like the Earth, and during the Easter egg, it changes to show 4 astronauts with skull heads on top of each of their heads, just like as if the astronauts have died. We assume this could be relating to our characters and their fate. What's interesting is he's found a unused, or what he believes to be a rarely seen picture of this, which features all of our characters in the flesh. So as you can see here, it doesn't quite look like a finished image. Some of the models of these characters look very strange, but this definitely confirms the identity that these 4 astronauts might have their fates already written out, and they might have to die, and in that sense perhaps maybe sacrifice themselves in order for some bigger thing to happen. We really don't know how this story is going to end, but it is extremely freaky to see our 4 characters in spacesuits, and then the next time we see that image, we have skull heads on them, like as if they're dead. We do see in the intro cutscene, these guys are wearing the exact same spacesuits, so this is the first time we've seen in-game versions of our characters wearing astronaut suits, so we could expect our characters to look like this when we play DLC 4, but we really don't know. We don't know if this is going to be starting on a different planet, if we're going to be playing in the spaceship. We really don't know, but these models look extremely creepy. What do you guys think down below? Let me know. There we go, all back up to speed with what's been released so far and spoken about with regards to Infinite Warfare Zombies DLC 4. I feel like they're going down the route that they did with Attack of the Radioactive thing, where they didn't really say anything until the final week and a half before the DLC came out, before they even started mentioning images, and we're seeing posters, and we never got the trailer. Let's hope that doesn't happen again, because I don't know, man, I'm intrigued to see how this is going to end. And normally the fourth maps in the DLC season for Zombies is always one of the most interesting, so I'm excited to see how this story is going to end, and also how crazy they're going to go with these cross-map Easter eggs. So they mentioned stuff about the Yeti Eye Easter egg that we've never seen before, as well as this cross-map one. We'll have to see. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to drop a thumbs up, subscribe as I keep you guys up to date on the latest information for Zombies, be it IW, Black Ops 3, World War 2. We got it all going on here, so thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time.